I'm Herb, and welcome to Pulse Television. On tonight's show, Sally checks out an eco house in Apollo Bay. Lisa chats to local radio identity Paula Contel. Sally goes kayaking, and Anya sings for us in the studio. Here's Greg at the new Harley Davidson Superstore in Geelong, the only Harley Davidson store run, managed and operated by a female in the Southern Hemisphere.
Hi, it's Craig McCarthy here for PulseTV, and I'm at the Geelong Harley Davidson Superstore here to meet some Harley Davidson enthusiasts. I'm here with David O'Brien from Geelong Harley Davidson. David, tell me about Geelong Harley Davidson.
Well, we're standing in a fantastic new store in Geelong. $4.2 million investment in Geelong, 15 employees, which is good for the community, and through shifting to this new store, we've enabled us to put another 5 people on it, which is great for our community because while some companies are winding down, we're winding up, and 2 of those 5 are actually young men that have got apprenticeships here, which is we're pretty thrilled. We're putting something back into our local Geelong community.
What's good about Geelong for Harley Davidsons?
I suppose the great thing about Geelong, for us, recognition in the world, you know, if you said to motorcycle enthusiasts, you know, where's a great place to ride in Australia, straight away the Great Ocean Road will come to mind, Craig. So we're on the gateway to that. So from a cruising perspective, we're probably at the best position for the best riding in Southern Australia. And yeah, we're pretty lucky of our positioning. And, you know, biased. Geelong's a great place. You know, we're 75 k's from a major capital city, and we're 10 minutes from a beach where we stand, Craig, and we're 20 minutes to Torquay if you get a good run and no bloody traffic lights. And
is there many female Harley Davidson store owners?
No, worldwide there's 2. One in the Southern Hemisphere, who you're going to meet today, Andrea, and one in the Northern Hemisphere somewhere, which I'm not familiar with. So yeah, Harley Davidson, they're very impressed, and they love Andrea. She's quite unique. And a great ambassador for Geelong in the motorcycle industry.
How did it come about that you're the owner of this store?
Well, it was kind of by default. In 1997, the store in Mercer Street was put to us by the business that owned it, my late husband and I. And we were in there for 16 years to the day. Unfortunately, my husband had a diving accident in July of 2008 and was killed. But I sort of decided that I had 2 choices. I could curl up in the fetal position and let the world consume me, or I could, as the saying goes, kick myself up my own arse and get on with it and honour his memory, because I knew that he wanted to grow the store. Between the initial process of how we were going to do it all and getting here, it probably took just over a year.
That's great. It looks fantastic. How do you feel about it now?
I'm just over the moon about it. It's absolutely wonderful. It's a great space. It's got a warm, friendly feeling. I think that comes from the earthy colours and the wood, but also the staff that are here. That's something that's been good for Geelong too. Since we've moved here, we've employed 5 new staff, including a couple of apprentices. People say Geelong seems to be depressed at the moment. We haven't seen that here.
So tell us a bit more about your new apprentices. What sort of work are they doing?
We have 2 in the workshop. One of them was at the old store. He's been with us for about a year and a half. He's a first-year apprentice. Then the newest one that we employed here, a guy by the name of Pete, a young guy, just got his motorcycle licence, and we've given him a shot also as a technician. And the other one we have employed as a parts interpreter is James. He's 23 and he's been with us for about 4 months. So all of those are up and coming young guys that at the end of it will come out with a qualification.
I'm here with Peter Kropp, who is a first-year apprentice at Geelong Harley Davidson. Peter, what do you think about being an apprentice here?
It's really good. Guys are great, just great time working on the bikes.
Do you love Harleys?
Yeah, they're great bikes.
Are they loud?
Really loud, like really, really loud.
Can we start one up?
Oh,
Sure. Next, in Apollo Bay, Sally discovers the benefits of living in an environmentally sustainable household.
I'm here with John Tallis of Tallis Architecture, the designer of this magnificent house behind us. John, welcome to Pulse Television.
Thanks, Sally. It's lovely to be here.
John, tell us a bit about the house and the inspiration behind the design.
Well, like most houses that I design, it's about developing the smallest house you can possibly live with. So with all clients, I actually try and push them into something a little smaller than they may be used to. And that means the smallest footprint and the smallest house. It's cheaper to build, it's cheaper to maintain, it's cheaper to heat. It's good sense.
And the house here in Apollo Bay, that has an unbelievable energy rating of 8, doesn't it?
It does, Sal. It's actually 8.6 stars out of 10.
And would that be considered one of the highest in the country?
Because it would be one of the highest, because we actually don't take into account any energy generation whatsoever. So that is, it stands by itself as an 8.6 star house.
Magnificent. And when you were designing the kitchen, what was your main sort of thoughts when we came round to the kitchen? Was it the view aspect or what was it?
Certainly view. I mean, we've got fabulous vistas of the bay, etc. But in fact, we've biased all of the living spaces upstairs for thermal reasons. So we've put all of those spaces that we live in every day, our living, our kitchen, dining, and office, all upstairs, because they're designed at a temperature of 21 degrees, whereas the bedrooms are designed at 18 degrees. So heat rises, downstairs is always cooler.
So in terms of heating and cooling this house, how do you heat and cool your house?
We use an age-old thing called the sun. So it's a passively designed house where we're taking advantage of all of the solar gain we possibly can, and we're not relying on air conditioning, we're not relying heavily on heating. Down here we have to actually heat a little bit. We use a hydronic system, but most of it's actually provided, pretty much 9 months of the year, is totally by the sun.
That's amazing.
As you know, Sal, I actually, whenever I sign a new client, one of my clauses in the client architect agreement is to not allow any air conditioning. From my perspective, if we're using air conditioning, we've made a mistake.
I'm here with Olivia Tallis and Flopsy Tallis. Olivia actually lives in this house. Olivia, what is the best thing about living in this magnificent house?
In summer it's cool and in winter it's warm.
There you go, exactly the way the architect intended it to be. Cool in summer, warm in winter, and pretty much bills next to nothing. Well, thank you. I hope you've enjoyed our look around this magnificent house in Apollo Bay. And for Pulse Television, this has been Sally Cannon.